Hello, everyone. Happy Friday.
Yep. Happy Friday, folks, and happy almost March. Crazy to think that we are already through the first 2 months of the year.
Yeah, and speaking of March, I know March Madness is coming up, and so today I have to promote my alma mater, if you all can see that, University of California, San Diego. Our son keeps telling me UCSD has a chance to make it into the tournament this year.
Yes.
So that's exciting.
They do, and hopefully y'all are enjoying nice weather. About a week ago when Nicole was visiting my mom in Florida, we were at 20 below zero. We're 70 today, so 90-degree swing in about a week.
Yeah, I was pretty thankful to miss that.
Yeah.
Though I will say 60 and rainy in Florida is still not the right weather for shorts and a tank top.
True. So anyway, we'll go ahead and, sorry we were off last week, but like I mentioned, Nicole was traveling with family, to visit family. So we'll go over some deals first. Hey, Aaron. So let's see here. YouTube TV is still at their $13 off a month for the first 6 months, so $69.99. That offer ends at the end of March. Fubo is still offering $25 off Essential and $20 off Pro and Elite, making them $59.99, $64.99, and $74.99 respectively. And DirecTV Stream has a new offer out there, offering $25 off a month for the first 3 months for Choice and Ultimate, making them $89.99 and $104.99 respectively. Hey, Mandy. And then Sling is offering a handful of deals to celebrate their 10th anniversary, including half off. A number of ones. Possible deals include half off for a first month of service plus a free month of AMC Plus. And then one that offers unlimited DVR and Max free for a month. And Roku and Fire Stick devices are still on sale at various retailers, up to $20 off from everything I'm seeing.
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
Yes,
nice
hello,
to
everyone.
see you guys
Yeah,
chiming in.
Yeah, thanks for streaming with us.
Apologies if my voice is a little scraggly. There was someone on one of my flights that was coughing a lot, so that's what I'm blaming my cold this week on. But I can talk, so that's a good thing. Well, I will jump into our first story. Now, I know not everyone here may be a fan of Hollywood or the Oscars, but if you are, they are happening this Sunday, and so we just wanted to quickly show where to stream them. So they will start at 7 o'clock Eastern time. The award show is going to be on it's an award show, you all know that, but it's going to be on ABC, and so it's streaming on Hulu for the first time ever. So that's significant because it's just continuing to show the rapid movement of content, including live events, to streaming platforms. And I noticed, so I know because I love the Oscars, that the Screen Actors Guild Awards always come before them, and they tend to kind of show who might win. I've never watched them. I didn't even know you could. Netflix streamed them live last weekend, I think. So just interesting to show how those things are where they're going. It's also going to be available on demand on Hulu on Monday. So if you just have a standard Hulu subscription or as part of the Disney bundle, you can watch it that way. Of course, if you have an antenna, you can watch it that way on your local ABC station. It will not be available in the Disney Plus app for bundle subscribers, but
because it's Disney.
Yeah, because Disney has to be that way. But it's available for all Hulu subscribers and Disney bundle subscribers. And then just I don't know if they would mean this much to anyone. I certainly wouldn't recommend signing up for a live service just to watch the Oscars. But if you don't have Hulu and don't have an antenna, you can get it through Hulu Live, YouTube TV, Fubo, DirecTV Stream. Those do offer a free trial if you don't have the service already. It will also be available on abc.com and the ABC app, but you have to authenticate with a TV provider. And then finally, the red carpet show, if that honestly is my favorite part of the event. It's going to be at 6:30 Eastern on ABC as well as Hulu, and Conan O'Brien is hosting this year.
And I know there are years where I don't remember or don't know many of the movies. I think this year I don't know any of the movies.
Yeah, I know a few, so I'm just there for the dresses, honestly.
And thankfully, Nicole and our daughter are going to go watch the show with some friends, not at our house.
With a party and fun drinks and food. That's the real reason to watch the Oscars.
So I'm thankful that I'm not going to be forced to watch. But anyway, I digress. So we spoke, I think it was 2 weeks ago, about how Fox announced that or 3 weeks ago, that they announced that they were going to launch their own direct-to-consumer app by the end of this year, so by the end of 2025. This is pretty significant given that outside of the early days of Hulu, they had pretty much stayed out of streaming, and is long held out because they say they did not want to cannibalize money it receives from pay TV distributors. And Murdoch said in their earnings call, Lachlan Murdoch said, we, quote, "We see the traditional cable bundle as still the most value for our customers and frankly the most value for our company," unquote. There was no name given for the new app or when it was going to come, just that it's going to come by end of year. They're saying it's meant to reach the large population of cord cutters and cord nevers, as they call it. And they said also, quote, "We do not want and we have no intention of turning a traditional distribution customer into a DTC customer, so our subscriber expectations will be modest and we're going to price the service accordingly." Well, this week it came out, Market Watch had an interesting article speculating on why Fox is launching its own DTC service, given that it owns Tubi. And Tubi is continuing to grow in popularity. It had 97 million active users in January. That's up from 78 million in March of 24. So a near 25% increase in less than a year, which is telling given how price hikes have continued to be a thing that we have to deal with as streamers. And this is in comparison to Netflix, who has over 300 million paid subscribers, and Disney Plus has roughly 125 million. But Tubi claims it has the largest content library of any service at about 250,000 movies and TV episodes. Not TV shows, TV episodes. Moreover, it helped drive the most watched Super Bowl in history a few weeks ago by adding 15.5 million viewers on Tubi alone, many of which were in the lucrative 18 to 34 advertising category, the category that advertisers really want to go at. So it begs a question of why is Fox launching another service? Well, it's the money. And it's plain and simple, and don't really need an article from Market Watch to say that, but it's really the money that they think that they can make, and not necessarily on the new app. Market Watch had this quote from chief executive of Brightline, technology analyst company, say, quote, "The introduction of a new streaming app from Fox could suggest two potential strategies," Jacqueline Corbelli said. "First, Fox may be planning to put its most valuable content behind a paywall with its new app and eventually merge all of its apps into one subscriber base, much like Disney, which is in process of combining offerings such as ESPN Plus and Hulu into one platform. Second, Fox could be looking to grow the subscriber count of its new app separately in hopes of offering some bundling pricing in the future, similar to Disney's strategy with Disney Plus and Hulu," unquote. So in short, it would allow Fox, their belief is, to use its built-in subscriber base to expand upon by getting subscribers willing to pay for more premium content than they'll generally find on Tubi. And so basically using it as a jumping off point. And it's no surprise that this analyst, this executive, is pointing to Disney. I think they're watching Disney and what they're doing. The article goes on to point out that analysts believe Fox will follow a similar strategy than that of Disney, meaning they'll be available DTC, but also free to certain linear paid TV subscribers as a part of a bundle. So the ultimate result of this would be attracting more customers to Tubi, more users, which in light of current price hikes makes sense. And given that Tubi CEO has recently been on record as saying that the service is, quote, incredibly committed to being free, unquote, we imagine that Tubi will continue to gain traction as consumers are looking to save more money. So this begs a few questions. One that I mentioned a couple weeks ago, what will happen with Fox content currently on Hulu? Will it stay or be on both or leave? How much will it cost? And I think right now, what will the integration with Tubi look like? And we've discussed it earlier this month about how Tubi might have some premium features that they might prompt to people to upgrade to get. Well, I think this would in effect get rid of that, but have that, well, if you like this, you can sign up for our paid app and get access to what we have on our live on our networks. So it'll be interesting to see, and I'm really curious to see if they are going to work with Disney to offer it as an add-on to the flagship service that we're going to see this fall. It's arguable whether or not that would be a good thing. It would really give a more complete, not everything, of course, but more complete live sports component for cord cutters.
Yeah, if they get the Fox channels in there, the Fox Sports channels in there along with ESPN, even if it is like an add-on, that gets them closer to what they were trying to accomplish with Venue. So,
exactly.
Yeah, it'll definitely be something to watch.
And then there was a question about the new DirecTV plans. We're actually going to be discussing that today.
So, and before we get to those, our next topic we wanted to discuss is on Netflix, actually. And, do they maybe have a new competitor? So, we've been saying for some time now that bundling was going to be the next wave in streaming, because bundling can help these services become profitable and increase their subscriber counts and be more sticky. So Wall Street Journal, actually, which I'll show you that article here in a second, reported on data from Antenna this week that the Disney Plus Hulu Max bundle is actually stickier than Netflix. And we thought that was interesting. So just take a minute here to dive into some of those numbers. So the Disney Plus Hulu Max bundle so that's different than the Disney bundle that includes ESPN Plus. So this doesn't have sports in it. That bundle was introduced in July of 2024, and about 80% of the subscribers to that bundle were still paying for it 3 months later. And that's based on data from July to September of last year. And that makes it stickier than subscriptions to any of the three of those on their own. Stickier than Disney's own bundles that include just the duo, Disney Plus and Hulu, and that trio that includes ESPN Plus. Now, this actually compares to 74% of people who subscribed to Netflix between July and September of last year. Only 74% were still subscribed 3 months later. So that Disney Max Hulu bundle's beating them slightly. And we just thought it was worth, some time to ask, why is this happening? So from this Wall Street Journal article, it says that Warner and Disney, to some degree, have built their entire business around the cable bundle. So they're very comfortable with bundling. And that's from Antenna's strategy director, who said, we're starting to see the bundle come back. So, we think it's actually not surprising, if you think about it, that the bundle strategy has paid off because it's a good value, and that's what and it offers convenience. So that's what people are looking for. You can currently get that Disney Hulu Max bundle for $16.99 per month for ad supported, or $30 a month for ad free. And that actually provides a value of like a 43% savings if you were to sign up for each of them separately. So Antenna is reporting over 2 million subscribers for that bundle at the end of last year. That's not a ton, especially compared to the 300 million subscribers that Netflix has, but it does help boost the bottom line of those three companies, and it does provide generally a good mix of content. Again, especially if you don't want sports, really, you don't need the ESPN Plus offering, so it is I think a good competitive option to Netflix.
Yeah, for sure, and be curious to see where you're seeing that wordage about the pricing on Hulu. I'm not seeing it myself. Just looking right now. Yeah, and I'm not. It's not promoting that to me, but yeah, that's especially if you watch Hulu content. That's really not a bad deal.
Yeah. And sorry, just to wrap up with the Netflix, it does have us wondering, like, would Netflix look into doing a bundle? So I don't know. I mean, I don't think so, but
I don't either. But they're the 800-pound gorilla, and one of them, one of the few in streaming. And they, someone had said on one of our videos recently, they'd like to see Netflix offer promos or deals from time to time, and they said they probably really don't need to because they have so many subscribers, and that's probably bears out to be true.
Though it does make me wonder if they were to come to some kind of agreement with Max, what would Netflix plus Max look like if they could do that at a cost savings and in a way that's easy for people?
Yeah, for sure. And then, so next we're going to move on to Max, since Nicole brought it up. Good segue there. But we've discussed this a number of times over the last few months about the Max Bleacher Report Sports add-on. They introduced it in October of 23, so about 15-ish months ago. They made it free for all subscribers, and initially it was going to be, well, we're going to let people have it for a couple of months while we iron out any kinks. And then they continued to kick the can down the road. A number of times they said, well, we're going to start charging for it. And at the time, it was claimed that there would be a $9.99 monthly charge to add it to all plans. They changed course on that somewhat this week, announcing on Wednesday that it is not going to be charging for it per se. They are moving it to the two ad-free tiers and removing it from the ad-supported plans. They say, quote, "It was originally announced that a BR Sports add-on would become available to Max subscribers at an additional cost. This path will not be pursued for now," unquote. So they're going to be moving that and the CNN hub to the two ad-free tiers beginning on March 30th. And this quote from Max, who they also announced their earnings this week, WBD did. "Over the last year plus, we had the opportunity to assess how users engage with sports and news on Max. And we've been actively involved in exploring ways to evolve the sports distribution ecosystem in the U.S. We believe that the best place for that content for now is within the standard and premium tiers," unquote. Further, this update ensures that subscribers can continue to enjoy the coveted access within Max while also enabling ongoing investment in our premium sports and news portfolio. So again, this is going to take place on March 30th when it's going to be moved. So this does not impact March Madness because the Final Four and the championship are going to be on CBS this year. So you can still watch March Madness games on Max if you have the ad-supported plan. But it does impact what they say over 1,700 live games and events. And they had a pretty long list in their press release about it. I'm just going to give some highlights, including select games in the NBA playoffs, an exclusive coverage of the NBA Eastern Conference Finals this season, the 2025 NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, and exclusive coverage of the 2025 NHL Stanley Cup Final, a full slate of MLB Tuesday regular season games, and exclusive coverage of the 2025 National League Division Series and Championship Series, plus a wide array of other live events. And worse yet, I know for our home and for many others will be the NBA playoffs piece. Now, this is likely a wise move on WBD's part, as its sports division is struggling, primarily due to its loss of NBA games starting with next season, and meaning that the add-on would likely have a bit less appeal. And it doesn't. And the one thing I like about it, I mean, I don't like losing it because we have the ad-supported plan. But what I know we like is it's not forcing people to pay for it if they don't want it. And so often it's that forced price increase, that if you don't want live sports, it's a waste of money. Max's basic with ads tier is currently $9.99 a month or $99.99 a year. The standard plan is $16.99 or $169.99, and the premium is $20.99 or $209.99 for the year. We don't like the change on one hand, since we'll be losing access to something that was free, but again, it doesn't surprise us. And it does provide a bit of a value, because if you were to upgrade to the standard plan, it's $7 versus the $10 that they would have been charging. And other news from WBD, they announced their earnings yesterday. They ended last year with 116.9 million subscribers versus 110.5 at the end of September. And this includes Max and Discovery Plus numbers. And they're saying that they want to hit 150 million by the end of 26. They posted a quarterly profit of 409 million for its DTC streaming unit, which includes their premium pay services, compared with a $55 million loss last year. And they say that they're going to continue to focus on bundling opportunities and continuing likely spinning off its linear networks. And they also say they're going to be disciplined with live sports. So this begs a few questions. If you're on the ad-supported tier, will you move up? I know for us, we won't move up in all likelihood. What other changes is WBD going to make in the future? I read this morning how in the meeting with analysts, they said that they're not happy with the money that they're making from pay TV distributors, so that they want to start charging more for their networks, for CNN, Turner networks, and the like. And more importantly, when will the ad-free tiers see price hikes? Because they're not just adding this out of the goodness of their own hearts. I would expect to see a price hike in the near future for them, because they're adding value, as they would say. So it'll be fascinating to see what comes out of that.
Yeah. They must feel that the advertising revenue they can get from their live news and sports makes up for the ad revenue they'd be getting in that ad-supported plan for their on-demand content.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to watch. Still feels like Woodage, to your point of Peacock and Paramount Plus might do a bundle. It feels like, the media companies and tech companies of the world just broke TV because they could, and now they're trying to put it back together the way it was before. It's just, we're all hanging on for the ride, I guess.
Yeah, and another question on, do we think Max will be able to last the next few years? That's a great question. And in the earnings that they released, it was like a it was between the $7 and $8 billion write down off of their linear networks, I believe is what it was. And they're going to need to spin those off, and I think if Max is going to survive really in the long term, they're going to need to really seriously look at bundling with someone or merge with someone. We like Max. It's probably the one service that we would always keep because we like HBO content. But I think they're going to need to work with someone. Yeah. So next is the probably the bigger news of the week is DirecTV. We've known that they're going to launch skinny bundles as a means to attract more customers. First was My Sports, which we did a review. I think it went on Monday. Now yesterday they announced 3 new skinny bundles. Those are all under $50, which we like seeing, especially knowing that the My Sports is $70 and more if you get the eventual RSN add-on. Those three bundles are My Entertainment, which is $35, My News, which is $40, and Mi Español, $35. First, My Entertainment includes roughly 40 channels that they say may vary based on your location. Popular networks include A&E, Discovery, Food Network, and Lifetime. It also includes some news channels I saw in there, like the three big ones, and then I think CNBC was also included in there. And it also includes a basic Disney Plus and Hulu subscription, which is an $11 value. And according to CNET, it plans on adding ad-supported Max at no cost in the near future. And Nicole is showing the channels there that they have reported is going to be on the My Entertainment. It's a fairly broad range of channels. Second is My News, which is $40 and has, I think I saw 13 or 14 news channels, including CNN, CNBC, Fox News, MSNBC, and Newsmax. And they say a quote-unquote selection of local channels will be available in the future. We don't know what those will be, but they say that's going to be there. Mi Español is $35. That includes 60-plus channels, including ESPN Deportes, Fox Deportes, Telemundo, and Univision. The ad-supported VIX, probably mispronouncing it. Anyway. Plan will be added in the near future. Honestly, I think the Fubo Latina plan may seem like a better deal there. That's $15 for 50-plus channels, many of which, they're not all, are the same. And so that, we're glad to see them come out, and especially with the lower pricing, it does show you how news is a little bit more expensive to offer relative to some of these other networks. And My Sports subscribers also this week will now also receive ESPN Plus in their subscriptions, and they also announced that they specified that some RSNs are available in some markets, but we've not seen anything further on that. No information yet on an add-on. Also part of this rollout is mini packs, as they're calling them, which have a small grouping of channels for even less that you can add onto any of the bundles. Not much has really come out on this, aside from one called My Cinema for $10 a month. It has 7 channels, including Great American Family and Turner Classic Movies. And that sort of reminds me of add-ons that Sling has offered in the past. And all plans include a 5-day free trial, unlimited DVRs, and similar simultaneous streams as you would on DirecTV Stream. Now, a big part of this goes back to the carriage dispute that they had with Disney back in September of last year. The two parties came to an agreement allowing DirecTV to offer these genre-based bundles. And DirecTV is the first to market with these. Fubo apparently is a part of their deal that they came to with Disney, is going to be very likely offering something similar, and it'll be interesting to see what they do now that it's connected to Hulu Live. And one thing that I think really is key here is YouTube TV going to do anything in light of this. And they're sort of like Netflix, but for the live market, they've got 8 million subscribers. And will they see any pushback for their high pricing? Will they offer something skinny or a reduced channel package at a lower price? And I know we just can't, and especially with NFL being over, we just canceled our YouTube TV subscription because we don't keep anything live for at least half the year. I'm sure other people are like that, and we don't miss it at all whatsoever. And we were almost solely using it for football. And yeah, so in terms of will they be successful, I'm hopeful that they will be. It's DirecTV, so I don't know that it will be, and I'm not a fan of DirecTV. And so,
just want to point out, thank you, PR Mundo, for commenting on your experience with the Mi Espanol package. It's interesting that you point out that it's got a more diverse lineup than YouTube TV offers for the same price. That's encouraging to hear. And then also just calling out there your comments on the picture quality varying depending on the source. So thank you for chiming in there with what you've seen, and also just clarifying there about Fubo Latino, that it dropped the Univision network. So
definitely depends on what you're looking for, and I'm admittedly not the target for that kind of channel package, and really depends on what you're looking for. And Chris has a great comment about needing an entertainment skinny bundle with locals for about $60. That would be great to see. And with locals, you're looking at least 15, if not closer to 20 plus, and that would be tough. Perhaps someone like Fubo could do that, and they don't have Turner networks, but whatever entertainment networks that they could add in there, because for us, we're going to use an antenna, but not everyone has that ability because they live in an area where they don't get good reception, or they're just not technically able. So I think that would be a pretty significant move for someone to add.
And also just noting that, like, we're encountering this right now. We want to record some shows on, well, we like to watch Amazing Race as a family. And with that coming up, and as John mentioned, us not having YouTube TV anymore, but having an antenna, we want to be able to record those episodes and, skip through the commercials. And we have, as we've done reviews on both Tableau and the Air TV, and Air TV has been having all sorts of technical issues, which is really unfortunate, because we liked that it put your locals into the Sling TV live guide, even if you just had a free plan through Sling TV, so you wouldn't need to have a paid plan. And that was great, but now we just have one issue after another getting that to work right. So Tableau is what we're going to use for now, because it does allow us to record and watch later. But I really think, to John's point, if somebody can get there first and make it easy for people to be able to watch and record content off their locals at a reasonable price, that'll be I think a lot of people would be interested in that.
Yeah, for sure.
So just one last quick story to cover here, and that is on SportsCenter content coming to Disney Plus. We've been talking about how they have integrated that and will continue to do so into the Disney Plus platform. So on Monday, this coming Monday, March 3rd, they're actually going to launch something called SportsCenter Plus, which, as an aside, do you guys ever wonder if at some point, like a generation away from now, they're going to look back and wonder why we put a plus sign after everything? I thought that was a good marketing move. But anyway, SportsCenter Plus is going to be exclusively on Disney Plus. And in this announcement here that I have up on screen, they say the fast-paced update will highlight each day's top sports moments, stories, insights, and exclusive commentary in a more concise and streamlined format. SC Plus will be built around SC, or SportsCenter, top 10 daily countdown of sports moments, and the program will deliver the most important sports news stories of the day, complemented by insights from ESPN's top insiders and reporters. Reports are indicating that this is supposed to be a more casual take on SportsCenter. It's likely meant to attract younger viewers. We've talked before about how they're really not into ESPN studio shows. They just want to watch the games. So this will be interesting to see if, what kind of viewership it gets. Not that Disney would tell us, but it'd be interesting to know. It's going to stream live at 9 a.m. Eastern, and then it'll be available on demand for 24 hours. Randy Scott, Gary Struski will be on weekdays, and Hannah Storm and Jay Harris on the weekends. After their SportsCenter AM morning show. They're saying it should be about 15 minutes long. And just finally, why are we talking about that? Well, it's no surprise that Disney's doing this now. As we said, they did launch the ESPN Tile in December with a variety of content from ESPN Plus. It's a concrete step in making Disney Plus the main place that people go for Hulu, ESPN, or Disney content. And maybe, that step into making Flagship a part of this, part of Disney Plus and where they're going with that. And you don't need to have ESPN Plus in your subscription to get this SportsCenter Plus content. You only need Disney Plus for it. And Variety had just one other quick thing to say about this. I'll get it on screen here for you. And that was just that they said customers who subscribe to both Flagship once it comes out and Disney Plus will have access to the full suite of ESPN and ESPN Plus content within Disney Plus. And then final thing is to remember is that Disney is claiming that it's going to have an AI generated version of SportsCenter customized for specific viewers when it launches Flagship. That will be interesting to see.
Yeah, it will be.
Because I know for one, John and our son Perry really enjoy watching Get Up. It's a show on ESPN during football season. And once football season's over, John's attention quickly wanes. Perry stays strong with the basketball, but can they use AI to make versions of shows like that with just the sports that you care about?
Yeah, it'll be fascinating to see.
Yeah.
And it's Disney, so they will have it in 13 different bundles and make it nice and confusing.
Right.
Anyway, thank you guys for streaming with us today.
We went a little long this week, so thanks for hanging in there with us and for your comments. And we will look forward to seeing everyone next Friday. Hope everyone has a great, relaxing weekend.
Yep.
See you next time.
Yep. Bye.